chemotherapy debility, and so he is trying to appear by Zoom. He was going to come, but he is attempting to be here via Zoom.
So that will be within your 10 minutes as well?
Yes, and Ms. Perez is here.
So we'll start that right now.
Very briefly, my name is Monique Dorland. I'm a housing attorney with Bay Area Legal Aid, and I'm here because these are tenants, low-income tenants, who came to us for assistance. The county has known that the electrical system was cut off since January of 2022 because Joe Lozado from the Code Compliance was there with PG&E at the time PG&E came and removed the junction box. I'm not questioning the obligation and responsibilities of the owners of the property. I'm just pointing out that the county, through that particular agency, was part of the termination of the electrical system in January of 2022, which led to the inability of the tenants to obtain water because the water for the tenants was electrical pumps. It is a bit ironic that we're here in Affordable Housing Month. I appreciate your willingness to consider affordable housing, and I'm also happy that CSAC is focused so much on the needs of homeless people, but we're not here today talking about homeless people. We're talking about tenants who have paid rent, who can attest, if there was time, which there isn't, to their long history of being tenants in this location where they still live. I would like to ask the board to implement, through your powers, the provisions of California Health and Safety Code 17975 et al., which provides for, if an abatement proceeding is carried out by a city or county government, that the landlords are required to pay relocation funds, but only if certain criteria in those codes are met. For example, Health and Safety Code 17975.4D says that no enforcement will take place unless there's an appeal process provided for the landlords. There's also no direct way for the landlords or the tenants to find out how this relocation funding will be made. And I would ask the board to consider its offices and its power to make a provision in any decisions heretofore to allow that state statute to be utilized by these tenants if they are displaced. Kimberly Perez would now like to address the board. Thank you.
I want to say good morning to the board and thank you for letting us speak today. I want to give first an honor to God for me being here today. I also want to say a very happy birthday to Mr. Glover. We share a common family friend, Mr. Cornell Abercrombie. Told me to tell you hello. My name is Kimberly Perez. I am a retired healthcare worker of 25 years, Kaiser to be exact. I am permanently disabled. I've been at Anchor Marina now for 5 years. When I first got there, this place was bliss. It wasn't like what you see now. It wasn't none of that. I'm asking you, I'm asking the board, help me to help us, to help you get this out of control, that it's not our fault that landlords don't follow rules and regulations. I understand that rules are made for a certain reason and you need to abide by them. But when you don't abide by them, I'm an American. I know you get these are all tenants, permanent tenants. We all have legal applications, contracts that we were promised things. We were promised security. We didn't get any of that. I've tried talking to the locals. I didn't get anywhere with them. That's why I had to go outside and get legal aid, because it's something that's not right. And I know from the bottom of my heart that the Board of Supervisors, you don't know what's going on. You don't know the sexual harassment that's going on. You don't know the discrimination that's going on. You don't have an idea what's really going on Bethel Island, which is also known as Methel Island. I want to speak here today because God sent me here for them. I'm fighting for them because it's a magnitude of disabilities. I have no discs in my neck. I cannot work ever again. I'm permanently disabled. Other tenants that are there are worse off than I am. So to give us 24, 48, 72 hours to move out, that's unmanageable. You're talking about measuring things. Come on, we're gonna need more time than 24, 48, 72 hours to move. Also, we've been harassed by the police. Our court date is today. We're here today. We've been harassed. Oh, time is coming. We're gonna come in with the bulldozers and mow you down. It's time. Yeah. Your sheriff's been coming down, saying things to us that it's unnecessary. We've been through a lot, but we stood still as a community. We were asked to do some cleanup. You have old pictures. I have new pictures. We cleaned up everything that we were supposed to clean up. The yard that they're talking about, we are not responsible for that yard over there. We are responsible for where we stayed at and our trailers and our boats, and we paid our rent on time every single month. I applied for the COVID relief fund. I was awarded. They took the money and just left. January 12th, we pay our rent, and then you're gonna send PG&E in. I was there when PG&E told me, we're here to work on the transporters. They didn't work on the transporters. They went over there and disconnected everything. How is that working on the transporters? We were trying to cooperate with them to find out what we need. They wanted a list of all the non-resident people there. We was ready to give it to them. So I'm not understanding why we can't work together. Just like they said earlier, we need to work together. We need time. You know, we just can't flip our hands and at a flip of a switch, move everything. That's our home. We got personal belongings we don't want to lose. So I say unto you, give us time. We work with you, you work with us. I scratch your back, you scratch our back. Because we're not bad tenants. And I'm very much educated. There's a lot of people here that are executive assistants, that are warehouse workers. We're not druggies or use drugs or anything like that. We're not that type of people. We are people that pay our rent every single month. And we are responsible people. And when they asked us to do things, we did it. So I'm not understanding the border that we have to cross to get all this taken care of. But I'm willing to fight, and I'm going to stand and fight. Thank you.
So still within the 10 minutes, I think there's one of the one of the appellants by Zoom.
Yes, Robert Freeze, you
Yes.
need to unmute yourself, please. So, Robert, right now you're an attendee in the Zoom. I'm going to promote you to panelist. You'll get something that comes up on your screen that you need to accept the invitation to be a panelist, and then you'll be able to speak.